Hello happy souls, welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Twins 1111. My beautiful friends, I've got another reading for you today. We've got 3 piles to choose from and we are asking, how is your person thinking and feeling about you and your connection? So pile number 1 is the Unicorn Crystal Tarot with Amethyst. Pile number 2 is the lovely Omens Tarot with Hexagon Quartz. And pile number 3 is the Way of the Panda Tarot with Obsidian. There is no right or wrong way to choose a pile. Just see which one you're drawn to, see which crystal you're drawn to. You can find the timestamps in the description box below, and I personally prefer to choose from those. You may be drawn to more than one pile, and that's okay as well. It just means that there's messages in more than one pile for you. And these are timeless readings, so do make a note of which pile you've chosen in the comments down below. And that way, if you need to watch another reading at a later date, you'll know which one you've watched already. So do check out my other readings. They're all split into playlists, my pick a card readings. Right, let's move piles 2 and 3 out the way. Let's get started with pile 1, the Crystal Unicorn Tarot and Amethyst. Okay, how is your person thinking and feeling about you, pile 1? Let's do this. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in, for being here. I hope this video finds you all safe and well. I'm sending you all love and light. Okay, we have got the Magician in reverse, the 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, and the King of Cups. Clarifying, we've got the Lovers in reverse. We've got the 5 of Wands in reverse. We've got the Star in reverse. The 10 of Cups. And the 2 of Cups. What a beautiful lineup. I'm going to use some of these cards that I've made myself as well. These are just, let me just grab them. These are just blanks that I've written on. Put messages on, so we're going to get some of these as well. Okay. Can you love me exactly as I am? Your words have changed the way I see love and life. I'm grateful for your honesty, but it isn't as easy as for me to say how I feel. I fantasize about how it could be, but I don't believe I can make it happen. I'm beginning to understand. My life is a mess right now. I don't want to burden you. Oh dear. Right, we're going to use some of these divine masculine, divine feminine reunited cards as well. Sorry for the wobbly camera. Okay. We have got grief and anger, God of awakening, Raumaka, Goddess of strength, Mary Magdalene, and Goddess of sensuality, Freya. I'm just going to move the camera just so that all of these are fully in shot. There we go. So you can get rid of that wobble. Okay, pile 1. Your person is feeling disempowered. I feel like things are moving quite nicely between you two. This person does want the happy ever after with you. You know, they're definitely feeling like you are the one, that they want this. There's just a tremendous amount of fear here. But we do have this 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups. You know, there's a beautiful new beginning in love happening here. And it looks to be, with this 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups, you know, this looks to be a long-term committed desire here that your person is after. But what really stands out is that they just don't feel in a position to make a decision, to take action, to make this happen right now. With this Magician in reverse, This person is feeling very disempowered. And the Lovers is about choices, and this is also in reverse. And it just feels like this person isn't ready. They're not ready to take this relationship to the next level, even though that is what they want. They're afraid of conflict. They're afraid that this is going to end up disappointing you if they're not able to kind of maintain any kind of consistency. They don't want to go back to there being games and then being hot and cold. And I'm hearing that the reason they've been this way before is that they've not been in a good enough place emotionally or mentally. And there's been some other distractions with the Five of Wands here. I'm hearing some karmic distractions as well that have meant that this person couldn't be as committed as they actually wanted to be. But this does feel like a beautiful new beginning. They want this new beginning. They want to offer you something new. They're just not very hopeful that they can fulfill their desires and yours. And it does say here, my life is a mess right now. I really don't want to burden you. And again, with this Nine of Swords, you know, this person has sleepless nights over this union. You know, this person is very afraid that they're going to mess it up. It does say here also, I'm grateful for your honesty, but it isn't as easy for me to say how I feel. So again, we've got grief and anger down here. You know, it feels like there's been some kind of conflict in the past. This person hasn't been able to make a choice because of some other situation that's been going on in their life that they've been recovering from. And I say recovering from because this is a number 10 card. This is the number of completion. So it does feel like they're at the end of this cycle and things are beginning to move forward for you too. And this is actually causing them a tremendous amount of stress. As I said, it's this caught between a rock and a hard place because they want this with you. They want this new beginning. But there is a tremendous amount of fear here that keeps them from believing they can actually have it. But I feel like things have progressed between you two quite dramatically in recent times. It does feel like, you know, you have communicated probably your feelings and the spiritual nature of your connection to this person because, you know, it really has changed them. It says here, you've changed the way I see love and life. And I'm hearing this is what helps them move to this place of wanting, you know, what you want, this union, this beautiful connection. But yeah, this person is afraid. They're waking up and they're starting to see the reality of what all this means, and it frightens them. They're wondering, you know, how they fit in to this new label. It's the label in particular I'm hearing is really difficult for them to grasp and accept. And see here, I fantasize about how it could be, but I don't believe that I can make it happen. And that's what we're seeing with this star here in reverse. You know, with this Ace of Pentacles, they want this new beginning. They want to be hopeful, and you know, the Ace of Pentacles is a really beautiful new start. And we have the Ten of Pentacles here, the culmination of that. But the star shows us that they don't quite believe that their wishes can be fulfilled. But they are beginning to understand. They're beginning to understand what this connection means. With the King of Cups here, I often see the King of Cups as someone that's unable to express themselves emotionally. There's a great deal of emotional depth and emotional maturity in the King of Cups, but it's also very secretive. And it's clarified here by the Two of Cups, which really makes me feel like, you know, there is a lot of anxiety for this person around, expressing how they feel and taking this connection to the next level. I feel like the two of you are doing a dance right now. You know, it feels like whilst everything is aligned for you two, your person's kind of teetering on the brink of a real relationship, of real commitment. They don't want to make this choice because they're just not feeling at their most powerful. And because of this anxiety, you know, this never-ending habit of ruminating about what could go wrong, they work themselves up into a bit of a stupor, you know, about how this is going to pan out. But above all else, this person wants it. They do want it. They want to express how they feel. I'm really sorry for the noise outside. They want to express how they feel. They want this union with you. Mary Magdalene, the goddess of strength. I'm hearing this is in relation to feelings, that this is your strength that they feel. They feel your emotional depth and your receptivity to their emotional depths. They sense your intuitive knowing. And this does help them. It's kind of almost like it lets them off the hook, because even though they don't feel like they can express themselves, it feels like things are just moving at a very gentle, natural, organic pace, and that you're strong enough just to allow that flow now. It feels like, you know, you are leading by example. You're leading with strength of heart, with compassion. You're recognizing how powerful this cycle of change is for each of you, and you're recognizing their fear. So it does feel like you're very in touch with what's happening here. We've got Goddess of Sensuality, and I'm hearing for some of you that being able to relate to this shadow that they find themselves in has allowed both of you to be more intimate, to be more close, to come together in a different way. It feels like you, the viewer, has found a way to hold your energy and hold your space while simultaneously being able to connect with theirs and to understand it, to read it, to sense it, and to feel it without you wobbling out of your own stillness, without disturbing your own peace of mind. It's almost like you're able to exist in two parallel worlds almost. Theirs, which is in shadow, and yours, which is in strength. As I said, it feels like this has really very much brought you together, because this person's very paranoid about your perceived strength as well. You know, their ego, which is beginning to break down, questions whether they're enough for you. And this is why we have the Magician in reverse here. This is also a number one card, like Mary Magdalene. But they're just not confident that they can make this happen in the 3D. They don't feel confident that they can give you what they want. And they're also terribly afraid that you're going to find out what they're really like. And, you know, it's not going to work out, that they're not going to be able to give you everything that you need and want, that they're not going to be able to make this happily ever after, this beautiful ideal that could exist between the two of you happen. So there's definitely a lot of fear, I think, above all else for this person. But what is really beautiful is that they want this now, and it does look like they're rising above it. And as I said, it feels very much like, you know, you intuitively sense where things are moving, and so you're not applying pressure. You're just allowing things to flow. You're just waiting for, you know, whatever comes next, and trusting that's the right thing whilst this person kind of finds their feet. Let's get some guidance cards for you before we take this over to the extended. We're going to go a bit deeper in the extended reading, but I want to get some guidance for you first. Remember, you are a divine being of love and light. Wow, that's the same. Are you willing to accept this person as they are? And that's what they're asking you. Can you love me exactly as I am? Your person is reflecting back at you the shadow that you need to acknowledge. And one more. You want your person to be intimate and vulnerable, but they can only meet you as far as you have met yourself. I'm going to get some charms as well. So we've got the yin yang whales, wizard in training, save yourself, the hourglass, and the white rabbit. So remember, you are a divine being of love and light. And are you willing to accept this person as they are? This is a question they're asking. And I feel like you're being called to recognize any judgments or frustrations that you're still holding about this person, to recognize that you're both cut from the same cloth. You are the same. And to love this person unconditionally means to accept them as they are, and to recognize that they are a part of you, and that to judge or dislike or loathe any aspect of them is to extend the same harsh judgment upon yourself. So you are being really called to step up, and you might have felt inclined to try and improve this person, or even to encourage them to improve themselves under the guise of them healing themselves, moving forward, bettering themselves, being happier. But you're being asked to remember that when we encourage someone to change, what we're actually saying is you're wrong. You're not good enough as you are. So you've got to be very careful where this guidance is coming from. And to remember your own divinity, to remember that you don't need them to heal. You don't need them to be any different, that you're whole already, and that their shadow is still a part of your wholeness. But for sure, this person is growing. We've got God of Awakening here and Wizard in Training. This person is also a divine being of love and light. And this is a realization that they're going to come to terms with in their own time. I do feel that they're perhaps somewhat uncomfortable with this at the moment. So I feel like you're being asked to be patient here and to allow them to unfold and to develop in their own time. Right now, it's all about saving yourself, focusing on you, and to recognize too that whatever this person is reflecting back at you, the bits you don't like, the bits that you are struggling to come to terms with, these are things that you need to heal within yourself. So you need to reflect on any conflict, disagreements, or judgments that have been discussed between the two of you, that may have offended you, that may have made you felt judged, and recognize where that wounding and belief is within you. Because remember, we're only insulted by something if it's something we believe about ourselves. It's the part of us that believes the insult that really gets offended. And this is where you're being asked to focus your attention, to recognize that this person's shadow belongs to you as well, and it's their job to bring it to your awareness. And we've got this hourglass here, and it came up this way, which suggests the light is moving down to transmute the shadow. It's also a reminder that everything happens in perfect divine timing. And we've got two, as well as having a card that references shadow aspects, we've got two charms. I don't know if you can see this because the light is not great. We've got two charms that represent those light and dark aspects as well. So again, I feel like you're being asked to identify the shadow aspects within you. And this one, you want your person to be intimate and vulnerable, but they can only meet you as far as you have met yourself. Now, for some of you, you may have very traditional programming. You may feel like it's the man or the masculine's job to make the move, to express themselves first, to come forward, to take all those first steps, to make their interest felt and obvious. But this connection is really about breaking down that 3D paradigm of what relationships should look like. And in reality, if you're not open to intimacy and vulnerability, this person is going to struggle to be so as well. So bearing in mind their reluctance to communicate their feelings, they really admire your honesty, but perhaps you haven't been as authentic as you could be. Perhaps in being more intimate and more vulnerable, you're actually demonstrating trust. You're demonstrating that it's safe to open up. So this person might need you to lead by example. And there's no rush here. Again, we've had this charm about divine timing, but you are being asked to remember that there is no rush, that everything is happening as it's meant to. I feel like this. I feel, look, little tiny bug has just landed here on the star. That's a good sign. Bugs are really resilient, and it's landed on the star, which is about wish fulfillment and hope. So there's strength here. There's real strength here. And you're being asked to remember that everything is moving in divine time. And as I said, I do feel like you're doing a good job of that. I feel like, as a general rule of thumb, you're rolling with these energies, flowing with these energies and trusting them as they transpire. But this fear that they're feeling, this anxiety that they're feeling, must be mirrored in you also. They're reflecting back at you the shadow you still need to acknowledge. So I feel like you're a fairly evolved, highly evolved divine feminine, and that you know how to face and address your shadow. You know, you've already done this. You've already embodied the light. You've already worked towards self-healing, self-love. The guidance here is to not take your eye off that ball, to continue saving yourself and trust that this person is going to continue doing so at their own pace, and to lovingly support them rather than trying to teach them, push them or guide them through something they might not yet be ready for. So I'm going to take this over to the extended reading. We're going to take a deeper look at how this person's thinking and feeling, what you can expect to shift for each of you in this connection. If you enjoyed this reading, you can find a link to that in the description box below and by the timestamps. If not, well, thank you so much for tuning in anyway. It's been a pleasure to read for you as always. Do hit the like button. It does really help me to grow my channel. And if you hit the subscribe button, you can get notifications every time I post. Lots of love, Pile 1. See you next time. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Let's do this. How is your person thinking and feeling about this connection? You have chosen the lovely Omens Tarot. And whilst I'm shuffling for you here, don't forget to join me over on Instagram. I post mini reads over there. You can find me at Happy Souls 1111. And also check me out on Facebook. I have a networking and support group there for Twin Flames and Ascending Souls. It's a fairly discreet group. It's not got Twin Flames in the title or description, so no one's going to know that you're following that kind of thing. But it's a lovely place to gather with other divine feminines who, you know, understand the journey you're on, and to get that kind of guidance, advice, support, and to share stories and dreams and the highs and the lows. It's such a beautiful community over there. I'm so grateful to be a part of it. So do join us. Okay, Pile 2, what does your person think and feel at the moment? We've got Judgment in reverse. We've got the Ace of Wands in reverse. We've got the Magician. We've got the High Priestess. We've got the King of Wands. Wow. We've got the Ten of Swords in reverse. We've got the Four of Wands. The Seven of Cups in reverse. We've got the World. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, now I'm going to use this deck that I created myself. It's just some blanks that I bought off Amazon and wrote on. So, how's your person feeling and thinking? I never meant to hurt you. I ran because I was scared. I'm so proud of how far you have come. You inspire me every day. I don't know how to change things for the better. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm working hard to be the person that you deserve. I didn't think love was real until I met you. I have so much to say, but when the chance arises, I am lost for words. Okay, let's get some of these oracle cards as well. This is the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine Reunited deck. Openness, shadow aspect, sacred sexuality, and joy. This person's really complicated. These are such chaotic energies that I'm getting from this person. Now, I do feel that they are in a particularly painful cycle right now that's just about to close out. This is what I describe as the beginnings of awakening. And we're seeing Judgment in reverse here. It feels like this person's been very resistant to the spiritual aspects of this connection, indeed even the romantic ones, because they're not used to having feelings so deep and so meaningful. And so I feel like this person's been in and out of your life for a very long time. You know, there's definitely a very deep and powerful sexual connection here, and I feel like you've had some really fun and exciting times together, but this person, whenever things really start to warm up and to get serious, this is when they disappear. You know, they're really comfortable when it's all fun and flirty and sexy, but the minute it gets a bit real, this person is out of the door. But what you're seeing here is these energies begin to shift, change, and what I'm hearing is merge, because all of that sexual passion, the fire, the creativity that they felt previously, that they weren't able to engage in their heart space, that's all beginning to shift forward now. You know, this person, even though they're very reluctant to acknowledge the spiritual connection here, they do want that together with you. They want that togetherness. They want this coming together with the Four of Wands. They are recognizing that they can't just treat you as like a friend with benefits or a sexual conquest. You know, that's how they've tried to explain this connection away to themselves previously. It's that the chemistry, the sexual chemistry, is really intense. But they are coming to recognize, you know, that there is more here than that. They're beginning to acknowledge that. They're beginning to integrate that. So they definitely feel very empowered to make this happen, but they're not making any decisions yet. So what I'm feeling you're noticing at the moment is that this person may be a little bit warmer, a little bit more attentive than usual, but they don't necessarily appear to be coming forward. With the High Priestess here and connected to the world, there may be a very strong intuitive connection or connection through the astral realms. But this person for sure is recognizing that there is something divine about this connection. I think what stands out the most, and we've got a few cards here, I'm working hard to be the person you deserve. I don't know how to change things for the better. Yeah, with this Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it does feel like this person isn't as self-sufficient or as accomplished as they would like to be at this stage. There's things that they've struggled to be open with you about as well. And this is where this, you know, I have so much to say card comes from. There's something big that they need to discuss with you. And I'm hearing that you probably won't think it's big, but because it's not something they normally bring up, to them it's like, it's a step. Do you know what I mean? This is something they'd only discuss with someone who they're anticipating that there's going to be some kind of union with, you know, some kind of deep, committed, long-lasting connection. And they judge you and they judge this connection because they're not able to say those things. So this shadow aspect one, this is coming up as well to remind you that honesty requires trust between both parties. You know, someone has to trust that if they're honest with you, that your response or reaction is going to be loving and accepting. They need to trust you to respond in the right fashion. And they want to have this openness. They want to face the light with you. But they do fear how you're going to respond. They're not sure if you're going to be angry. Angry is the wrong word. There's no reason you'd be angry with them, is what I'm hearing. But they're angry with themselves. I guess they're wondering if you'll judge them. But this person feels very, very ashamed as well that they've run from you for so long. Like they're reflecting back on how this relationship has panned out now. And they're thinking, how have I actually allowed myself to treat this person this way? And more importantly, how is this person still hanging around despite that? Like, wow, they are really awe-inspired by how much you genuinely love them unconditionally and how forgiving and supportive you are. And they're so proud of you. Look, you inspire them every day to be a better person. They didn't mean to run away. That's just what they do when relationships get intense. That's how they cope, and that's how they deal with things. So let's have a look. The Six of Wands. This person wants you to trust them. They want you to trust them, and they're saying even though they're not demonstrating that they have or can have all the things they need to possess in order to drive this forward, they're going to. This is what it says here. I don't know how to change things for the better, but I am trying to figure it out. And with this Four of Swords, you know, we really see that they think about nothing less. As I said, I do feel this person is not as self-sufficient as they like to be. And we've got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse here. So perhaps they're not working at all. And this is what's the main block for them actually presenting you with a committed long-term relationship. It does feel like this person is very traditional that way. You know, they've got to be able to provide. They've got to be able to pay for themselves or for you on dates, all that kind of stuff. But they are saying, please trust me. I am going to smash this. I'm going to nail this. I'm going to show you that I can be the man you need me to be, the person that you deserve to have. You know, it does feel like their ego is breaking down, and they are making tremendous progress in terms of rediscovering who they are and what they want. And what they want is you. So let's get some guidance cards and charms for you. And then we'll take this over and have a deeper look in the extended. Wow, it's quite a lot here. We have got the Hermit. We've got the Rainbow. Slightly bitter. FU. It's too peoply outside. Don't overthink it. We've got the FBI badge. Fox Mulder. And we've got the Hourglass. So I'm just going to get some of these cards as well for guidance. Release. Learn to appreciate where you are and how far you've come. We'll read these proper. Meditation. Surrender some more. Healing is an infinite process. Let's get one more. Dream big. Your thoughts equals creation. Release. Bitterness, anger, resentment, envy, embrace forgiveness. I feel like you've done an amazing job of this already. But there's always some more to do. This is what this says. Release, meditation, surrender some more. Learn to appreciate where you are and how far you've come instead of being so focused on where you are not. And dream big. Your thoughts equals creation. So it does feel like you're being asked to keep doing the work you've been doing, to actually deepen that practice now, to recognize that you create your own reality through your faith, your belief, your expectation, and to meditate upon and expect only good things. There's definitely, with the shadow aspects, more that needs to be released, and you're being asked to go within, like the Hermit Crab. There was that Nine of Pentacles here in reverse, you know, for your person. I don't know if we had the Nine of Cups reversed somewhere as well. Maybe that was in the last reading. But nines are about the power of solitude and independence. The Hermit in the Tarot represents self-reflection and enlightenment through self-reflection. And it feels like this is what both of you are moving into now. And we've got this slightly bitter energy. I'm hearing for some of you there's a same-sex third-party connection that just came through. But, you know, this is what needs to be released, is the bitterness. And you've got to be really honest with yourselves about that, where that still resides within you. Again, I'm getting a same-sex connection. I know this isn't just a pride rainbow. Rainbows are symbols of hope, wish fulfillment, you know, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and so forth, balance, harmony, peace. You know, it's the 7 chakra colours there. So it's a very twinny symbol as well. But connected to this slightly bitter, it feels like there's something to do with same-sex interests that is perhaps one of the blockages or obstacles that you might be facing. You're asked to trust as well in the divine timing, and, you know, to trust that the darkness is being transmuted into light, but that this does take time. There's no hurry. Now, there may have been some conflict between you. You know, it could be that, as I said, this is how this person's expressed themselves, through sensuality, through sexuality, through, you know, that kind of player energy of just pretending that they're only interested in the more carnal aspects of your connection. But yeah, I'm feeling from that, from those interactions, something beautiful has bloomed. And you can trust in the timing of this forward movement. I'm hearing for you, it's going to be quite difficult to believe that your person is on the verge of awakening, because they haven't been demonstrative of what's happening to them. They may not have discussed it. And indeed, they may be with this hermit crab energy and this, it's too peoply outside. It could be that they're actually being very insular or withdrawn right now. Don't overthink this. Don't take it personally. Trust it's part of their process. It's part of their growth. They're investigating something. You know, for some of you, perhaps your person or you, or there's a connection through the FBI or something here. But for me, this represents detective work. And the fact that it's kind of, you know, this very sexy image. Well, I don't know if you could call that a really sexy image, but it's meant to be. You know, it could be that this person has been very sneaky in the past, or perhaps that they have to sneak around to spend time with you. It feels like there's something illicit about your connection, something naughty, shameful, or guilt-tripping even. But for some of you, that could just be a literal connection through, you know, the FBI. But yeah, this person, they are transmuting a lot. There is hope here. Let go of whatever bitterness, resentment, fear, envy is connected to this same-sex thing, which will apply for some of you, not all of you. For those of you it doesn't, you know, this is a symbol of hope. It's a symbol of wish fulfillment. What's really interesting actually is there is such a thing as a twin rainbow, and they showed up for one of my students once. And when we looked up at how a twin rainbow is formed, scientifically or energetically speaking, it actually works in the exact same way that the twin flame chakras are aligned. Isn't that powerful? So maybe you should ask the universe to see that symbol. Maybe this is a message to look for rainbows, look for signs, because there are symbols of hope, and for me it is a very powerful twin flame symbol. Okay, part 2. I'm going to take this over to the extended. We're going to take a deeper look at your connection. We're going to see what's shifting for you guys. We're going to find out more about what your person's fears and desires are. If you enjoyed this reading, you want to join me over there, you can find the link to the extended in the description box below, or by the timestamps. If not, well, I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in anyway. Please do hit the like button. It really helps my channel to grow. I appreciate it so much. And hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Lots of love. Bye. Hello, part 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the way of the Panda Tarot with Obsidian. Let's do this. So we are asking, what is your person thinking and feeling about you and this connection, and what you need to know about that. And whilst I'm shuffling, don't forget to check me out on Instagram at happysouls1111. I do mini readings over there, and you can also find me in my Facebook networking group, which there's a link in the description box below for that. That's where all us ascending souls and twin flames and soulmates all gather to support one another, to get advice, to share ideas. It's a really uplifting and supportive community. I do hope you'll join us there. It's so nice to have so many newcomers at the moment. Okay, what's going down with your person, part 3? What are they thinking and feeling about this connection? Let's do this. Wow, we've got death. So this is a very transformative stage for you too. We've got the 9 of Cups in reverse. We've got the 3 of Wands. We've got the Devil. We've got Dream Space, which is an extra card in this deck. The 6 of Wands. The 9 of Wands in reverse. Temperance in reverse. the Page of Wands in reverse, and the Five of Wands in reverse. Wow. These are very intense energies for you, pile 3. I'm hearing your person and you have had a really long separation, and it's like there's recently been a pickup in communication, and this person is absolutely elated. They really thought it was over. They're feeling truly triumphant. I'm beginning to understand what this connection means, and I don't feel ready. I wish that I could express my love, but once I do, there is no going back. No matter who I choose, someone gets hurt. The guilt keeps me stuck. I can't stop thinking about you no matter how hard I try. I am ready. Are you? I'm working hard to be the person that you deserve. So I really feel like for a long time you've locked this person out. You've ignored them, you've been cold with them, you've been frosty with them, and things have recently opened up again between you. It may have been a very minor interaction even. Perhaps you bumped into them somewhere, or, you know, there was just some brief interaction somewhere. But this person has seen this chink of hope, this chink of light, the whole journey open up for the two of you again. And I feel that they're absolutely delighted by this. They really did think it was over. Whereas in reality, this is a new beginning for each of you. This person really isn't feeling very powerful though. They are feeling very emotionally unbalanced. They are feeling very confused when it comes to the spiritual nature of this connection. These are very conflicting energies. This person wants you, but they also feel completely unprepared. You know, we've got Temperance in reverse here. They're ready. They want fulfillment, but they don't feel prepared for it. And that's why we say, you know, I'm ready, I'm not ready. I'm ready, I'm not ready. But this person is truly obsessed by you. We've got the Devil energy here, and I'm hearing this codependence exists in both counterparts. You know, and this is what stops this person from being fun and flirty and from just brushing whatever happened between you under the carpet. That their absolute infatuation with all of it has meant that they were just disabled from actually making it better because there was so much fear there. Again, I'm hearing this as both counterparts. So there's a tremendous amount of codependence here that exists in both of you. And I'm hearing this feeling of being emotionally disempowered, not quite emotionally fulfilled, exists in both of you as well. So for sure, it feels like there is a very powerful astral connection between you two. You know, this is where you're able to actually have the relationship that you both want. This is where there's no competition, no fights, no arguments. This is where it feels natural and loving and beautiful. And this is the part I feel your person is most afraid of. I understand what this connection means, and I don't feel ready. It's very easy to be your true and most authentic self when you're in that 5D energy. Grounding that authenticity and that truth and that love in the 3D is exceptionally challenging. And I feel this is where that person isn't ready. Now that this 3D door has opened for them, I feel like they're actually very triggered and very terrified. And it does say here, I wish I could express my love, but once I do, there is no going back. There is something that blocks this person from doing that. What is it? Let me just get a card out for you. The 10 of Swords. Right, so that's just fear. You know, what blocks them is fear of being stabbed in the back, of the illusion being shattered. We see a mirror here being broken. You see that? I'm hearing this person gets a lot of confidence and self-esteem from this idea that you really care about them. And they're not ready to face your rejection. You know, I'm hearing this person really honors and appreciates and adores this powerful spiritual connection you have, and they don't want to jeopardize it by bringing it into the 3D and shattering this illusion that I have. It does say here as well, no matter who I choose, someone gets hurt, and this guilt keeps me stuck. I'm I'm feeling that for all of you, this isn't a karmic. For some of you, this is a circumstance or situation. It could be work. It could be family, children. It could be something else. There could be some limitation here that forces them to choose you or something else, which again could be family, work, children. I'm feeling work come through pretty strong for some of you. Perhaps, these kind of interactions, romantic relationships aren't allowed in the workplace, something like that. But it feels like there's something that you both shouldn't be doing. That creates this guilt, this energy of guilt. 6 of Cups. So that's going to be resolved anyway. I'm hearing that will work itself out in its own time, because that is the soul's intention and calling. So you're not to worry about that. Whatever it is that keeps you both feeling guilty and stuck, that's going to be transmuted. That's going to work itself out, because that's the nature of the divine plan. You can't keep soulmates apart, is what I'm hearing. But that person thinks about you all the time. That's why we've got this I can't stop thinking about in this devil energy. I'm working hard to be the person that you deserve to be. As I said, it feels like there's been a really long absence here, and this person honestly thought that you would never give them another chance. As I said, it feels like you have opened the door. You've allowed them to come back in. But there's work that needs to be done here for both of you, is what I'm hearing. In particular, regards this devil energy, which is the energy of conditional love. And I'm hearing that this deep obsession can be very detailed with both of you. This might mean that you are hyper observant, hyper aware of what this person's saying, thinking and doing, and you're really reading between the lines and tangling yourself up, looking way too deeply and way too much into all and everything that happens concerning both of you. And this person does have a tendency to be the same. It's like an all-encompassing infatuation. But what this actually does is distract you from yourselves. By focusing so much on one another, you are relieved of having to focus on your own shadows. So there really is a need to be more measured in your approach to these interactions. There is some kind of reassurance in these cards, because I do feel like both of you know deep down that you're meant to be together. And I feel like you, the viewer, probably haven't had that kind of affirmation or reassurance from your person that this beautiful spiritual connection exists. But as I said, it's got to be grounded, and that's going to come with time. But it's through going into these 5G journeys together that you're going to bring forward more and more truth, more and more reassuring, affirming signs. You're going to find answers to that through this. But there is a need for you to maintain some distance between one another. There's a need for each of you to heal. And this door that's opened is really just to allow you to trigger one another so that you can come back into balance. This isn't a time for a full union, but this is the time where the joint lotus flower begins to unfold, to let the light in so that shadow can begin to be released. Because whilst you've been in separation, what I'm hearing has actually been happening is that there's been a period of stagnation, and you've both stayed in this devil energy of obsessing about one or the other, and no one's actually making any progress as far as this journey needs you to. It needs you to be in unconditional love. There is definitely love here, but it's very much tangled up with the energy of codependence right now. So we've got openness, energy, shadow aspect, and Thoth, god of wisdom. Right, so I'm feeling for some of you that you are energy or Reiki healers. You work with energy, you offer energy. What's seen here is 2 people giving energy of the heart, and it's actually 2 women. Now, perhaps you're in a same-sex connection. But I do feel that there's something here to do with the sisterhood. You need to draw on your soul tribe, your divine feminine soul tribe. This is the kind of healing that is going to help you transform. And these are both number 5 cards here. You know, you're going to transform these shadow aspects through the use of energy work and energy healing. And I feel very strongly that there needs to be some kind of swap here. This could be someone else that does the same healing as you, whether it be, this looks like Reiki, what's being demonstrated here, hands-on energy healing. But there's definitely the energy of divine feminine gatherings coming through for me here. And it feels like there needs to be some kind of pairing up with you and someone else. And there's something, you know, in this energetic exchange that is going to help bring these shadow aspects to the surface so you can be free of them. So these are the areas in which you need to transform. I feel like the energy that you're already sending to your counterpart is very much received and appreciated. But there is a reminder here that we each have to be responsible. You know, we can receive lots of healing, but receiving healing and allow it to work for us are 2 very different things. The work of actually releasing shadow aspects is what the individual does. The healer can only facilitate that. The healer can only bring these shadows to the surface. You know, the person has to do that healing. So I do feel like your person isn't quite as ready for this healing as you are. You're going to go first, and it's through your community of divine feminines that you're going to find that support. Again, I get the same sex energy that's come through a second time now. So for some of you, you may be in same-sex connections. Perhaps you haven't had same-sex connections before. Perhaps this is all new to you. And there's a fear about bringing this out into the open. Perhaps this is one of the blockages for you guys. You're not familiar with if the other person is indeed, you know, on the same page. You know, perhaps neither one of you has had a relationship with the same-sex person before. That's definitely an indicator. It's not going to apply to all of you, but this is coming out for some of you. But there is a need to be authentic. There is a need for you to face the light together. And I would suggest that now is not a good time because you're in conditional love. So any action you take is going to be more than likely connected to fear and ego more than it is unconditional love. Unconditional love sets you free. It means that your behaviours are coming from a place of truth, openness and authenticity because they're not tied to fear. When our actions are tied to fear, you know, they're usually misguided because they're defensive or they're designed for self-preservation. So there's a need to kind of let go and be really honest here. We've also got, sorry, I beg your pardon, we also have Thoth, number 4, the god of wisdom. But I really feel like, again, this is for the viewer. I feel like it's you that's being called on to be open. It's you that's being called on to transform, to tap in to the wisdom that's being made available to you. This door that's opened up for both of you, these interactions that have opened up, as I said, it's like it's just allowing you to be triggered. It's opening a door just ever so slightly. It's leaving it ajar. There's work to be done before union can happen here. Let's get some guidance and charms for you as well. This pain will not last. Stay strong. Keep going. You are already in union. Separation is an illusion. Learn to appreciate where you are, how far you've come, instead of being focused on where you are not. Your ego is louder than your heart right now. Pay attention to the triggers. They are showing you where you need to heal. Let's get some charms as well. Okay. Hello, I'm yours. We've got the ammonite. We've got the yin-yang symbol. If you can read this, you're too close. We've got the loner. We've got the FBI badge with Fox Mulder, X-Files secret agent. And I'm a stupid baby. So these are quite potent symbols for guidance. First and foremost, this pain that you're feeling is because you are chained to this programming that makes you think you need someone else to make you whole and to feel loved. This pain isn't going to last. You've got to stay strong, and also recognize that you are already in union. Separation is an illusion. In the 5D, you're together and you both know and feel this. You know, hello, I'm yours. I'll always be yours. I'm yours for all eternity. But with this Ammonite, there's definitely karmic cycles that need to be wrapped up and closed here. And I'm feeling that that's for both of you. This is about transmuting the light and dark. And during this time, you're both going to need some space. You know, this is what I said to you. You're not meant to come into 3D union yet. You know, this is, if you can read this, you're too close. Woo! And the loner club. You know, these arms folded. You're both going to be keeping one another at that distance. And yet, I feel like you're keeping a closer eye on each other as well. I feel like there's a lot of sneaking around and, you know, keeping a close eye on each other, investigating each other. But learn to appreciate where you are and how far you've come. Instead of being so focused on where you aren't, you really have come a tremendous long way. And this is a new beginning for you guys now. You don't need to feel stupid or inferior about it. You can just trust where you are. But right now, your ego is louder than your heart. And this is what keeps you stuck. And that's what I said to you. You need to be more open. I do feel like you need to tell this person about this connection you're in. I feel like at some point you need to tell them the twin stuff. But right now, it's going to be an ego-driven decision. You know, the reason to tell them is to give them context and understanding and allow them to begin their own journey through learning and wisdom. And right now, you're not going to be able to recognize when the right time for that is, because you're still in this ego state. But you can shift out of this very quickly, and this is where you need to be focused. It does say here, pay attention to the triggers. They are showing you where you need to heal. So whatever pain you're feeling right now, you need that support and guidance from your circle, from your divine feminine soul tribe. Don't ignore that. You need to seek it out. You need a sound perspective, a balanced perspective, and for someone to be able to show you, you know, where these shallow aspects that are really wrestling to become free. So I hope that helps part 2, part 3 even. I'm going to take this over to the extended. We're going to take a deeper look. We're going to see what's shifting for you too, and we're going to get some more cards out to see how you can move forward for the highest good of this connection. If you're interested in watching that, you can find a link in the description box below, and next to the timestamps. Please hit the like button. It really does help my channel to grow, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, so you'll get notified every time I upload a new one. Lots of love, guys. See you soon. Bye.